part of my calling is to work in ecumenical and interfaith settings to make a more just and more peaceful world. I was looking around at it for a grad program, and I was looking at organizational change or organizational psychology, leadership of some kind, but I wasn't really sure. And when I saw the Transformational Leadership program at SU, it just made sense to me to look into it some more, because I was actually kind of caught by the word transformation. My own personal story and my own personal theology had come to understand transformation as kind of an important word in the human experience and what we really want for social change and so on. And so I was very attracted to it, hadn't seen anything like it. You know, I was involved in leadership stuff from a young age, and I grew up kind of hanging around the margins of the church, and sometimes super involved and sometimes not. And I was interested in spirituality. I was interested in working with the church for justice and inclusive community and those types of things. But I never really thought I wanted to be a pastor. So when I found this program, then I really thought, well, here's an opportunity to get some of the spiritual, theological education that I want, but to do what I want to with it, which is more work for social transformation, work for inclusive and just settings, work in the intercultural competency world that I come from, and really felt like this degree would help hone some of those skills and so on, so that when I'm out there working in communities and working for social justice, that I'm further equipped to do so. I think some of the people who have inspired me in my life to the work of transformational leadership, Dr. Martin Luther King and Gandhi, Desmond Tutu is a very influential for me, Dorothy Day and the Catholic Workers Movement. Some of my favorite theologians that I've gotten to really dive into while I've been here are people like Mayra Rivera, who is a liberation theologian, post-colonial theologian. Also people like Miguel de la Torres and his Doing Christian Ethics from the Margins. Those folks have all been huge influences on me. I'm also a big Rage Against the Machine guy. I was hugely influenced by Rage Against the Machine and similar artists. Saul Williams is a spoken word guy who does amazing work. And one of my other favorite artists right now is a guy named Kanan, who is a Muslim Somali Canadian rapper who really sees rap and hip hop as a way to speak truth to power. And so I think I was really influenced by some of those artists. My own personal theology and the theology that I think I've experienced with many of my professors here has been that the blurring of those lines between what we consider sacred and secular is okay, and not only okay, it's encouraged, and it's the heart of what we can. So when I write a paper, I might quote Zach De La Roca right next to Desmond Tutu, and I feel like what I'm writing or reflecting on is a more thorough understanding of who God is and what God is up to in this world, because I'm invited to, blur the lines between hip-hop and systematic theology. I really got to, I think, express the fullness of who I am and how I've learned, because my story is not just theologians, it's also artists and rappers and comedians and singers and builders and hikers and whatever else. And if you want to know me, you've got to know all of those parts of my story. And Seattle U has allowed me to bring all of my story to the table and not ask me to leave anything at the door.